start with some free agency talk. I got my list of the top 20 free agents in this upcoming period. Got some got some destinations for them. Let me know your thoughts on some of these destinations. Let's start off with the offense. Malik Willis. Now he's projected to go to the Steelers, Dolphins, Cardinals. Those are the three destinations for him. What do you think about that?
I'd rather see him with either Miami or Arizona. I feel like he fits that Tua, Kyler Murray kind of build already. I feel like he's athletic enough to play in either of those offenses. But I would rather those two than Pittsburgh for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh doesn't really I think that's something they wouldn't do. I feel like they're just gonna bring Rodgers back or maybe
Yeah,
go with Will Howard. So yeah, the Dolphins makes a lot of sense. He has a lot of familiarity over there with the Packers GM going over there, or the new Dolphins
yeah.
GM used to work with the Packers. Their head coach was a defensive coordinator, so he went against Malik Willis every day in practice. So if they're gonna start new, bringing in a new quarterback, and Malik Willis is potentially gonna get 30 mil a year apparently or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I know teams are desperate, but goddamn, that shit is kind of crazy. I think he definitely deserves the opportunity to be a starting quarterback. So Arizona intrigues me a lot. So does the Miami Dolphins. Which spot do you think he'll be better in?
I feel like he would be better in Arizona. Um, I mean, just because I feel like Arizona has a better receiving core. They also have Trey
Yeah,
McBride over there. So I
that
feel
dude's a
like
dog.
yeah, he's a beast. But I feel like that would help Malik a lot more than in Miami because you know how it is in Miami with quarterbacks. They can't seem to figure it out, can't win playoff
Yeah,
games, can't win big games at all. So,
and then that new head coach Mike LaFleur is the brother of Matt LaFleur, so there's that connection as well. So I think, yeah, Arizona in terms of destinations is a good spot for him. Like that one, either Arizona or Miami, either or. Think Arizona's a better spot for him too with the weapons. Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. They could go Jeremiah Love with their first round pick too, which would
yeah.
make things even more interesting. Now let's go to a running back, Kenneth Walker. They're not giving him the franchise
Oh,
tag, which I think is disrespectful at
it
the
is.
very minimum. Super Bowl MVP went on a clinic last season in the playoffs, especially too. So, what do you think is a good destination for Kenneth Walker?
Um, honestly, I'm not sure, but I mean, it is kind of crazy that they're not giving him the franchise tag after winning Super Bowl MVP. That's kind of unheard of, but um,
Fucking crazy.
yeah, but I'm not sure where I'd like to see him though.
I got,
That's where Coach Hammock went. Seattle.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be cooking with Charbonnet if he could get back. But that's another thing. Charbonnet is gonna be out for damn near majority of the season, so
Mhm.
they have to get a guy in there at back if you're not gonna go Kenneth Walker. But some destinations, Commanders. I've seen the Giants are interested in him, and Seattle returning to Seattle again too. But with Jaden Daniels, Kenneth Walker in that backfield,
Yeah.
that intrigues me a lot. And then also with the Giants, John Harbaugh is going to want to run the football. They're going to want to, impose their will over other teams. So Scatterboo and Kenneth Walker backfield, that might be nasty.
Yeah, 100%. I think I would I think he would be more successful in Washington though.
Yeah.
Um I
Cause
think
fuck Bill, bro.
yeah. They're a more experienced team. They've been to the NFC Championship in recent years. Um and the Giants are they're still figuring it out. So I think Washington would be the best spot for him.
I think so too. I think that'd be a really exciting backfield, and Jaden Daniels trying to return to his form and be that type of quarterback we know he can be. Getting him a back that could be a game changer would be huge. And if they are trying to improve that offensive line, they're trying to get that team back in shape. Dan Quinn. He's more successful with the great running game. So Daniels and Kenneth Walker would be nasty together. I think the Giants would be decent, but I think Washington is my favorite destination, even, with him potentially returning to Seattle. So Washington's the best one for me. Another running back, Travis Etienne. Now, the Texans just traded for David Montgomery. That was a
Mhm.
spot I had. But what do you think about the Cardinals and the Chiefs?
I would say Cardinals only because I kind of would rather see Jeremiah Love in the Chiefs system.
I don't
Uh,
know if he'll fall, bro. I don't know if he'll fall to 9.
yeah, I don't either. I don't either. But um, yeah, I mean, you can only dream up until the draft. You can only have that imagination. But that's why I would say I'd rather see him in Arizona. But I mean, yeah, Travis Etienne. I feel like he started to come into his own a little bit. We saw last year. But years before that, we were thinking, like when is he gonna become that Clemson running back that we're used to seeing? But yeah, I think Arizona would be a great spot for him.
Yeah, he had a good season last year. I think he's one of the more underrated backs.
Mhm.
And I'm surprised, yeah, Jacksonville didn't try to tag him either. If he goes to the Chiefs, that's a crazy addition for that team. That upgrades that room completely. And
Yeah,
Jeremiah Love too would be nice, but I think if they can't get Love, go give the bag to ETN because they freed up some cap space with Patrick Mahomes' deal. So yeah, they're
yeah,
needing that game-changing running back, especially with Mahomes getting older. This lack of playmakers at receiver. You need that guy that's going to just wreck a defense with his speed, with his ability to outspace. I mean, ETN could even be a pass catcher for you. He could even be
right.
their best
Yeah.
receiving weapon. So
Mhm.
so yeah, I think ETN with the Chiefs does move me. I think that's probably my favorite spot for him. I know there were some rumors about the Bears taking a chance on him too. I, I'm not giving a bag to a running back in free agency when we got two
No,
running backs already.
right.
So ETN to the Chiefs. Let's talk some receivers now. Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill. Where you want to see these two? Mike Evans, the destinations I got for him, Bills, Ravens, and 49ers.
I would like to see Mike Evans with the Bills.
Okay.
Get Josh Allen a receiver that he needs, and Tyreek Hill. I mean, I've seen a lot about him going back to Kansas City. I think that would. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Nah, me either. I think, yeah, Tyreek Hill back in Kansas City is probably the best spot for him, and it'd
Mhm.
be a discount too, because I mean he's coming off a fractured leg. He's
Right.
not going to be the same player, but I think with the Chiefs, that's a spot he'll be as close to the same player as possible. Mike Evans with Buffalo would be nasty, bro. That'd
Yeah.
be that weapon he's been missing, and Mike Evans still could play. I know going back to the Bucks is probably a good decision for him. He's, a legend over there, but he wants to win a championship. He's not going to
Mhm.
do that with Todd Bowles at coach.
Nah.
Playing with Josh Allen, that's going to be different. So I like the Bills for him too. Romeo Dobbs and Alec Pierce. What do you think about these two? I think Alex Pierce, this is a guy that had 1,000 yards with
He's
like
a
40
dog.
catches. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Hear me out about this one. I saw it and I was like, this makes sense. The Denver Broncos. They need another weapon, bro. White receiver with Bo Nix.
Yeah. On the other side of Cortland Sutton. That wouldn't be bad at all. That'd be nice.
I think he would put up 1,000 yards again. I think Bo Nix would have like an MVP level season with that type of weapon. That guy
Mhm.
that's gonna take the top off of defense. He just gets open. He's
Yeah.
always deep too. Like pause. But another spot for Alex Pierce. I'm thinking the Commanders. What are your thoughts on that?
I can actually see that as well. I feel like they need help at receiver. Um, I mean, it still got Scary Terry, but I feel like same situation as the Broncos. I mean, it would definitely be a big help for Jay McDaniels if he had a second weapon to throw to. Um, so I would really like to see him in Washington as well.
Wherever he goes, I think he'll make an impact. The Colts would be nice, but it's just Daniel Jones at quarterback over there. You don't know what's happening with that. So I want to see him go help out a star quarterback. So Denver Commanders, like those two destinations, probably would lean more towards Denver. I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, the last weapon I had, I mean, last two receivers I had, Romeo Dobbs and Wandell Robinson. Now for Wandell Robinson, Giants, Patriots, Panthers. He's an underrated receiver.
Bro, ever since his rookie season, I used to say to everybody like he's gonna be good. No one believed me, but I liked him coming out of Kentucky, and I feel like with the situation with Stephon Diggs, I think New England. I would like to
Okay.
see him in New England. I mean, they're still a good team. They're young, and why not give Drake May another another weapon to throw to?
Yeah, it makes sense over in New England. I like the Panthers because they got T Mac, Bryce Young getting another weapon, a guy that could dominate, in the slot, and work over there. So you got Jalen Coker too, Wandale Robinson and T Mac. Maybe you draft a receiver, buddy from Louisville, Chris Bell. That'd be nice. And then you're cooking. You're in a good spot to take that step forward. So for me, I'm gonna say Patriots. If he's not returning to the Giants, like that spot for him. And Romeo Dobbs, another spot for a potential Chiefs or Bills. I'm thinking Chiefs or Bills for him.
Yeah.
He's a slept on, underrated receiver. Not as consistent as you want him to be, but I still think he's an impact player. With Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, I think he could make some noise with those two. Um, Now, the last two offensive players, Isaiah Likely and Tyler Linderbaum. What are you thinking for Likely? I know he's a top 5 tight end if he gets in the right spot.
um, Geez, I mean, I feel like for Isaiah Likely, ugh, I don't
I'd
really
want to see
know.
him return to Baltimore, but the
I was
Des
thinking that, but you still got Mark Andrews there, and I feel like
and
I'd
he wants
rather
to grow.
right, I'd rather see him as a tight end one. Um, but if it weren't for Mark Andrews, I agree with you. I would rather see him go back to Baltimore.
Commanders and Giants and Titans. Cam Ward and Likely would be nice. So would Jane Danielson
It
likely.
would be, but that's where you go for your career to die
Yeah,
for sure. Like it's tough to play in Tennessee.
that's true. They got to give you a bag. They got to give him a bag.
Yeah.
But I think the Commanders with Jaden Daniels, we saw Zach Ertz be a little effective. You look at a run heavy offense with playmakers. Likely is one of the best blocking tight ends, and he's great in space after the catch, making big
Mhm.
plays. So I think he would be phenomenal with Jaden Daniels. That's probably my favorite destination for him.
I would have to agree. Washington. I feel like they just need as long as they put the pieces around Jaden Daniels, I feel like they're gonna be successful.
Yeah, they could
If
win
they're
the
able to keep
division.
him healthy too.
Yeah. That's another thing too. You keep them healthy, you get them playmakers. They could win the division, I think. They're a good team. They need to
Mhm.
improve the defense too, so we'll see. But Tyler Linderbaum, the only offensive lineman, only other skill position other than quarterback we got. The destinations I got for him, Ravens, Giants, and Chargers. Best
I
center in
wouldn't
the league.
mind the Giants.
No, me either. They need and John Harbaugh, this is one of his guys.
Mhm.
You need to protect Jackson Dart. You also need to
That's
protect
right.
him from himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tyler Linderbaum would be huge. It sounds like the Ravens are probably going to let him go, and some other team's going to give him a bag. I like the Chargers for him too. That's the one area they really need to
Mhm.
improve the interior offensive line. They got two All-Pro tackles when they're healthy. So Tyler Linderbaum to the Chargers makes a lot of sense, and that offensive line with Mike McDaniel coaching, calling the plays, that's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert MVP season, and then he'll choke in the playoffs. But some defensive players, we could go through this quick. Trey Hendrickson, I think some destinations for him: the Colts, Patriots, and Commanders. Which one's your
I can see
favorite?
him with the Colts, honestly. I feel like his style of play fits what they like.
Yeah,
Especially with I feel like it's the same kind of players like JT Tuimoloau and who's the other rookie that they got recently from UCLA? I'm blanking on his name now.
Latu.
Yeah, Latu. I feel like they all kind of have that same style of play at edge. So I feel like he would fit the Colts.
Yeah, I like that as well. I'd probably lean Commanders. I think they need a game changer on defense. That defense is buns. They need somebody
Yeah,
to step up. They need a game wrecker. So I think Hendrickson could be that guy for him. Be a double digit sack guy. I mean, he had back to back 17 and a half sacks. And then, the Bengals like kind of held him captured him, held him hostage.
yeah.
Didn't didn't let bro do nothing. So his down year last season, I'm not reading too much into it. This is still a top 5 pass rusher in the league. So I'm gonna go Commanders. You got Colts. Jalen Phillips, pass rusher for the Eagles last season and the Dolphins. The 2 spots I got for him: Eagles and Lions.
Mm.
I wouldn't
I'm
like
gonna
the
say,
Lions.
yeah, I was gonna say Lions. Definitely Lions. I feel like the Eagles. I feel like they're already pretty established with their front seven.
Yeah,
Um, and the
they
Lions,
let guys go and get and then draft.
yeah, exactly. So I would say Lions.
Yeah, I think if he's gonna go anywhere, I think the Lions they need an edge. I'd rather them get him than Max Crosby. So if they go put their eggs in that basket, go ahead.
I know you want
Yeah,
Max Crosby to be in a different team in the North.
bad, bad. Bradley Chubb is an underrated pass rusher. I think he's somebody that can still get you 10 sacks. He was with the Dolphins, to
Mhm.
die, damn near.
Yeah.
Had 8.5 sacks last year. Two destinations: the Bears and the Panthers. Now, if we miss out on Max Crosby, I'm okay with Bradley Chubb, Montez Sweat, Bradley Chubb, and Austin Booker. I like that.
I mean, knowing the Bears, I think you guys will go Bradley Chubb and not Max Crosby. Um,
Yeah, we're
just know
stingy.
just knowing the Bears, yeah, they stubborn franchise. But, yeah, I can see that over Max Crosby for sure.
I like the Panthers too. They need a pass rusher. So a Bradley Chubb could be a huge name for them. Now, the next guy, if we don't go Bradley Chubb, let's get another unk. Return of the Mac potentially. Khalil
Nah,
Mack coming back to Chicago.
I think he's staying in LA.
You think so? I mean, he honestly got no reason to leave. I mean, that's a good
Yeah, to
spot.
be honest. They want him there too, so I think they'll bring him back.
Other destinations I had was the Bucks and the Lions. So I would not want to see him with the Lions, of course. That would be a tough pill to swallow. But yeah, Bears or Chargers, I think, are the 2 most likely destinations for him. If he's gonna leave the Chargers, he's gonna leave to come back to Chicago,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
See?
Now Adafe Owe, pass rusher that's probably one of the most anticipated guys, one of the guys that top free agent in all the articles I read. Chargers and Titans for him. This is a good pass rusher.
I'm gonna say Chargers.
Yeah, returning to them.
Yeah, returning to the Chargers. I would like that more than Tennessee. I honestly wouldn't want anybody to go to Tennessee, but
I want them to be good, bro. With Cam Ward, I think they could turn things around. They need to get some guys in the building,
yeah, they do. It's tough though.
some difference makers. They ain't shit to do out there either, really. Well, actually,
I'm
Nashville's
saying
not bad.
Nashville, yeah,
Nashville's,
yeah, that's about it.
but
But
I ain't going there to play football or play
nah.
sports. Um, but some linebackers, Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean. Now, Devin Lloyd had a great season this year. Lions
Mhm.
and Raiders. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking I would rather see him with the Lions, but I'm thinking Raiders. Thinking
Okay.
Raiders.
I think they are going to be a desperate team in free agency. They're going to be paying people a boatload of money, and they have to. And if they keep Crosby, they're going to have to get defensive players in the building to make that defense better.
Mhm.
So Devin Lloyd would be a step in the right direction. So I like the Raiders too. Don't want to see anybody in the Lions that's projected to go to the Lions. No, Kobe Dean though, I like him. I like him as
Yeah, he's
a
solid.
leader, fast running back, fast linebacker. He had that terrible injury the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but he returned and played just as good before the injury. So I think that's somebody that Packers, Cowboys, and Panthers, like the Panthers for him. They need to improve their linebacker play. So I got him going to the Panthers.
I wouldn't mind that. I think that elevates them even more coming off of a playoff
Really
appearance
good year.
this past year. So I think that definitely helps them. They need it on the defensive end. As much
Hell
help
yeah.
as they can get, they need it.
So yeah, Panthers, Derek Brown on the defensive line, really good defensive tackle. Want to improve that run defense? Go get you Nakobe Dean. Last three, Jaquan Brisker and Kobe Bryant. Where do you think these two safeties land?
Mm.
Brisker gone.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I've come to terms with it. He a
I
crash
wouldn't mind.
dummy.
What's that?
I say he a crash dummy.
Yeah, he is. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Houston. They just let
Yeah,
go of, Jimmy Ward, so, I mean, they were a really good defense last year, so putting a younger guy in that position, I think would elevate them even more, and it
that's a
would get
good
them where
landing
they
spot
wanna
for him, low
be.
key.
Yeah.
And you could,
Mhm.
move around the other safeties, Kalen Bullock, what's his name? Petrie. He's
Yep.
kinda more of that nickel/safety, slash safety, so I like that
Right.
for him. I said Commanders, Bills, and Cowboys. Cowboys wouldn't be that bad if
I could
Eberflus
see him
gone.
being a Cowboy for sure.
I could too. He'd be a good safety, for the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Not a bad spot for him. And Kobe Bryant, Seahawks and Vikings, really good safety this season. One of the better Seahawks draft picks that they've had. They've been
Mhm.
hitting more than they've missed. So this is somebody that had a great season. Playmaker, hard hitting safety, could get interceptions too. So I like him to the Vikings.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I feel like the Vikings is another team that needs help defensively. Um, so yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I would like to see him in Minnesota.
Harrison Smith's getting older too, so I think that's a guy that could, provide some insurance. And I've seen them, potentially interested in the safety from Oregon that had an amazing combine.
Oh yeah, Dylan.
So yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
he could slide in well with Kobe Bryant. Those two be your safeties moving forward. Tariq Woolen's the last guy I got. Bucks and Giants is what I have for him.
I can see him in both situations, but I would rather have seen him stay with Seattle. Um, but I think I would rather see him in Tampa over New York.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him too. They need corner help desperately. I don't know how good they're gonna be next season though, especially if they lose a guy like Mike Evans. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what direction they're going in. The NFC South is only getting better too. Think the
Mhm.
Falcons will be better. Saints are gonna be
Yeah.
better. We getting chef tonight. So I like Tariq Woolen to the Bucks too. Maybe Giants. I think I'll probably lean more Giants. Want to see them be more competitive next season. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.